first match of the year at Shell Energy Stadium?
Yeah, we're certainly rested. Bye weeks are what they are at this point in the season. We would have liked to keep moving, but it's a good chance for us to recover, get our bodies back. We've had plenty of time to work on ourselves and make sure we utilize this bye week to get better, and also prepare for a very good team in Austin. It's a similar team to last year, very clear in who they are and how they go about winning games. So in some ways it's a good group. They're well coached. They've got weapons. Obviously, Driussi's a player that is in form and one of the best players in this league. They've made a few additions. They've got a pretty heavy schedule right now. So they're in good rhythm, and it'll be a tough task, but one we're certainly looking forward to. We're looking forward to coming home. Some travel in the preseason, and then our first two games away. We're very excited to get back into the new stadium and play in front of our fans and hopefully reward them with some points.
You spoke about being rested, and that's not going to be the case for Austin. How much of an advantage do you see on that?
It's rest versus rhythm, right? So they've got a lot of games and they're utilizing a lot of players. So that is I don't think that's really a negative. These guys are elite athletes now, and they're able to play every few days, and they're a pretty deep squad. So they'll rest some guys, I'm sure, and manage it, whether it's tonight or on the weekend. But nothing will change as far as what they do, and they do it very well.
You said it's rest versus rhythm. Obviously, both very important, but is there one that outweighs the other? Because at the beginning, you also said,
nope.
With the rest coming in so early in the season, you would have liked to have that rhythm for yourself as well.
Yeah. Well, look, we had a game this weekend. It was a closed-door game against York, Canadian team. So we got something out of it for sure. We could try to stay to that rhythm. So it's not the end of the world, but it's certainly not an MLS game at that caliber and that speed. So again, I've done this, and sometimes it doesn't help you, and sometimes it does. So we'll just see. All we can do is control how we've managed the last 2 weeks or 10 days, and I think we've done a fairly good job again of working on some of the things that we wanted to get better at here, and also preparing for Austin.
It's really early in the season. It's fair to say it's not alarming to lose the first two games on the road and not make a big deal of it.
Losing's always a big deal in this business, and there's yes, of course, we've been there's a patience to this, there's a process to this, and how new we are as a group, how new we are as a staff, and some of the big changes that we're doing behind the scenes. So as I said, and I'll say it again, it's going to take some time before we're well-oiled. But while that is happening, and while that transition and that process is happening, it's still important to win and get results, and learning how to do that when you're not super well-oiled. So that part we have to learn, and some of it, you do by making plays that matter throughout the game. A play or two on the defensive end, or seeing how to play on the offensive end. And making those game-changing, having players that can make those game-changing moments. And up until this point, we haven't had that, so we got to figure that out, and hopefully it's this weekend.
How would you describe that process? As you mentioned, it's going to take some time before you get, well-oiled. But the longer it takes and the deeper the hole gets, it's going to be tougher to get out of it. So how would you describe it? Frustrating, difficult?
Yeah, look, we'd all like to have a point or two, but we also are realistic that we went on the road twice, and played pretty well in Cincinnati. Thought we should have got something out of that. And then New England, was it a 3-0 game? Probably not. The scoreboard said it is, so that's ultimately what it was. But there was still a lot of good there, and if we tweak a few things and a little bit better in certain areas, in areas that we've worked on over the last 2 weeks to get better. So, it's about, again, emotionally, yes, it's difficult. But also, if you show them that we're moving in the right direction through some of the metrics that are important to us, and showing them on film some of the areas of concern that we now are taking out of the film, putting it out here in practice, getting better, showing them that we're moving in the right direction. I think that's one way to take the emotion out of it and make sure everybody understands that we're moving in the right direction, and then it'll happen. Hopefully it clicks sooner than later, but it will click at some point.
Everything you've said under consideration, what do you think the team can get this Saturday against Olsen? And you said maybe a player like Jersey.
What can we get out of it?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What can we get out of it?
To get out of this?
We want to win. We want to win a game. I mean, it's our home opener. This. We've not done a good enough job over recent years of making sure we're winning our home games. As I said before, it's a recipe for getting into the playoffs. If you take care of your home games and win a majority of those, you're in good shape. And that starts this weekend, and making sure that we protect our home field. So yeah, we'd like to win, and we'd like to put on a good performance that shows that we're moving in the right direction. So it's, of course, we want to get the result. But we also need to keep moving forward and showing that some of the deficiencies that we saw in this group against New England, that we're fixing some of those areas or getting better in the areas that we want to see improvement.
You mentioned you've spoken highly of Herrera in these few games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel the team is getting the best out of this player in the position that obviously want to play him higher up the field?
I don't want to play him higher up the field. I don't know why people keep saying this.
Well, Pat Onstad has mentioned in
yeah, well, I don't. Where he's playing right now is exactly where I want him to be playing, and I think Hector has had a very good first 2 games, and I think his ability to dictate our rhythm and connect passes and move us into the next more offensive areas of the field. That's what we're asking of him. I don't need Hector to be to score 10 goals this year. That's not my goal. That would be nice, and that would be just fine with me. But again, the way he's going about the games in the last two matches are exactly what I want to see out of him. And I think we have to be careful of putting so much on Hector in as far as getting the results. We've got a lot of players around him that now need to, in some ways, step up to the level that I think he's been at the last 2 games.
What's a message?
Sorry.
What's a message you can give to the fans for the Saturday?
The message to the fans. Well, one, we need them, and that's, I think they're a big part of this, and how they support us, in particular in our home games, is very important. We need that energy. This game, whether it's the physicality and the energy that we bring from having that home field boost from our fans, is going to be vital to getting a result. So my message is we need them.
You had Josh Wolf as a player,
yeah,
and as an assistant, just kind of going into the human element.
I retired him. I made him retire from soccer. He'll never forgive me for that.
What can you tell us about those years interacting with Wolf, having him again as a player, as an assistant,
well, yeah,
made it full circle this
Josh is a dear friend. I mean, I won't sugarcoat it. He's a guy that, before I coached him and coached with him, I grew up playing with Josh. since we were 16 years old. We were on the same teams and all the national teams. So he means a lot to me. It's wonderful to see what he's been able to put together. It's been inspiring in some ways because they were in the situation I think that we're in right now in some ways 2 years ago, and what he's been able to build there is special, and so I want to see him have success, but certainly I don't want to see him have any success this weekend.
Last one, guys.
What this match entails, right? The rivalry, what it means to fans. Obviously your approach every week would be to get the 3 points to win, but does that rivalry element add anything different?
I think so. I'm new here, so the Texas derbies are different or new to me, but I'm feeling it. I'm jazzed up. I understand. I hear people talking about it. I hear the players talking about it. I can feel the energy with not only it's the home opener, but it's the home opener against Austin. And they're again, as I said, I won't sugarcoat. They're a damn good team, and they know how to get results. And what they did last year was pretty impressive. But that doesn't matter. Saturday we hit the field, and again, physicality, energy. We're looking forward to putting our best performance of the year together, I love these type of games. I love the fact that Dallas is right down the road, Austin, 3 Texas teams in the Northeast. We had it, but it was kind of a different state. D.C. and Philly and New York, and it was close, same proximity in some ways. But this whole state rivalry is new for me, and I'm personally looking forward to it, and I certainly understand the magnitude of it.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks, Coach.
Good. Okay, guys.
Have a good day. Thank you.